Hey guys, this is Mitra welcoming you all to Daily News. That's an initiative of PrepNuts. Today the date is 13th of June 2020 and we shall be seeing all the articles that are important from the exams perspective. आज near about 5 articles हैं हमारे पास from the Hindu, 2 articles are there from Indian Express and 1 from PIB. In total we shall be seeing near about 8 articles today. Coming onto the front page of Hindu, SC allows firms to negotiate with the staff on lockdown wages. The article will again help you to write down about the role of judiciary during the lockdown and after the lockdown, wherein we already have seen that how the Supreme Court has intervened to alleviate the conditions of the migrants in India, wherein it had directed the center and the state governments to provide free shelter, travel and food to all the stranded migrants. And recently we saw that the Supreme Court asked center and states to transport back all the migrants within 15 days to their homes. And in this article, the Supreme Court has asked the factory owners to negotiate terms and enter into settlements with their workers on the payment of wages during the lockdown period. तो एक नोटिफिकेशन रिलीज हुआ था ड्यूरिंग द लॉकडाउन फेज बाय द सेंटर which stated or compelled the industry establishments to pay full wages to the workers, but this notification was rescinded on May 17. Also, Supreme Court had intervened and had said that this notification is violative of the Article 14 of the Constitution of India, as it violates the rights of the owners of the industry establishments to pay wages when the work has not been done. So after giving that direction, now the Supreme Court is asking the industrial establishment owners to negotiate terms with the workers so as to settle the amount with respect to the wages of the workers during the lockdown period. So it's a very short and easy to understand article, and you just need to know about the role of judiciary during and after the lockdown phase with respect to the distress faced by the workers and other sections of the society during this phase. Now let us move on to our next article. CM unveils Mumbai's new flood warning system, calls it a boon. So a state-of-art flood warning system has been developed for the Mumbai city, which is known as iFlows. It's an early flood warning system which will help the Mumbaikars or the people of Mumbai along with the relevant authorities to get an estimate of the flood inundation 3 days in advance. हमने अर्ली वार्निंग सिस्टम के बारे में ऑलरेडी बहुत डीप में स्टडी की है that constitutes to be an important part of the disaster management's preparedness component, under which 4 of its functions are important. First is to observe, second is to collect, third is to process, and fourth is to disseminate. That is, pass on the collected, processed information to the ground level authorities and the people. All these functions are interlinked and are equally important for an early warning system to be effective. iFlows mentioned out here is a crucial part and a sub-function under the dissemination part of the overall early warning system. So in India, good progress has been made on the observe, collect and processing part, but it has a long mile to go under the dissemination of the information or the communication of the information collected so far. And iFlows out here will strengthen the communication of the information collected and processed so as to attenuate the damages caused by the extreme weather events. So you can use iFlows as an example to showcase how the measures have been taken to strengthen the dissemination of the information with respect to the extreme weather events in India. कुछ और यहाँ पे एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन मेंशन्ड है, लाइक 2004 सुनामी के टाइम पे इंडिया के पास अर्ली वार्निंग सिस्टम नहीं था, जिसके कारण इंडिया को काफी ज्यादा लॉस हुआ था बोथ इन द नंबर ऑफ फैटिलिटीज एंड द प्रॉपर्टी डैमेज. एंड इट इज ओनली आफ्टर देन इंडिया फोकस्ड अपॉन इट्स अर्ली वार्निंग सिस्टम, और इंडिया ने अर्ली सुनामी वार्निंग सिस्टम डेवलप किया नॉट ओनली फॉर द इंडियन टेरिटरी बट फॉर द एंटायर वर्ल्ड. एंड ऑल्सो यूनेस्को हैज आस्क्ड इंडिया टू हेल्प अदर कंट्रीज with respect to the tsunami warnings, and now India is trying to develop a robust, effective and efficient early warning system for the extreme weather related events. Now let us move on to our next article. Samples from Lonar lake sent for testing. So a strange phenomena has been observed in the Lonar lake, which is located in the Maharashtra in the Buldana district, wherein the entire lake has turned into pink color. So with this news, Lonar lake is back in news and you need to know some of the basic information information about the Lonar lake and also about the reasons that why this color of the lake has turned into pink. So Lonar lake की अगर हम पहले बात करें, it's a meteorite lake, that is it was created when a meteorite hit the earth in the Pleistocene epoch near about 50,000 years ago. This lake has saline water and it is notified as the National Geoheritage Monument. So all the geographical areas of national importance are notified as the National Geoheritage Monument by the Geological Survey of India. There are total 34 National Geoheritage Monuments in India as of now, and Lonar Lake is one of them, located in the Lonar Wildlife Sanctuary in Maharashtra. Prima facie जो अभी reasons आ रहे हैं of this lake turning into pink are largely attributed to the halobacterium and the Dunaliella algae. So these two microorganisms release carotenoids, which basically are the pigments of different colors. One of them is red or pink in nature. So for now, this is the basic information that you must be aware of. And now let us move on to our next article. Beijing think tank raises Article 370. Ongoing India-China border tensions के पीछे हमने बहुत सारे reasons discuss करे थे in our Cracked Nuts initiative. And now an official think tank of China has said that Article 370 has a role to play in the ongoing border tensions, because Article 370 has directly offended the sovereignty of China, as India through the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act has altered the status of Jammu and Kashmir and opened up new territory on the map by incorporating the part of areas under the local jurisdiction of the Xinjiang and the Tibet into the Ladakh Union Territory. And this for the first time has been described by this think tank as a joint challenge to both Pakistan and China. तो इस आर्टिकल से अगेन सिर्फ एक ही पॉइंट पिक करना है, that is Article 370, which you will add to all the reasons behind this ongoing India-China border tensions. Moving on to the next article now. Reserves surge $8.2 billion in a week, exceed $500 billion for the first time. हमने कल ही अपने आर्टिकल में देखा था कि इंडिया के फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स they are about to exceed the $500 billion mark, which is now a reality for the first time in its history. 1991 से लेके अब तक जो फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स हैं इंडिया में वो नियर अबाउट 8,400 टाइम्स इंक्रीज हुए हैं एंड नाउ दे हैव क्रॉस द $500 बिलियन मार्क, जिसमें जो सबसे ज्यादा राइज अभी कंट्रीब्यूट किया है दैट हैज बीन डन बाय द फॉरेन करेंसी एसेट्स. तो हमने देखा था कि फॉरेक्स के जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स हैं दे आर गोल्ड, एसडीआर्स and the foreign currency assets. So foreign currency assets here have played a major role in exceeding the reserves $500 billion mark. तो forex reserve से इंडिया को क्या बेनिफिट होगा, इसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है, ये हमने उस आर्टिकल में डिस्कस करा था. उसकी लिंक आई बटन और डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मेंशन्ड है, लेकिन हम इन ब्रीफ देख लेते हैं फॉर क्विक रिवीजन दैट दिस forex reserve will help India to absorb external shocks and also will make easy for the RBI monetary and fiscal मैनेजमेंट. तो फॉरेक्स रिजर्व्स हाई होने के कारण लेवल ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है कंट्री में, जिसके कारण इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इंक्रीज होते हैं. गवर्नमेंट के पास एक बिग कुशन अवेलेबल होता है नॉट ओनली अगेंस्ट द एक्सटर्नल वल्नरेबिलिटीज बट ऑल्सो टू सेल थ्रू द टफ वाटर्स ऑफ द डिजास्टर एंड द एपिडेमिक सिचुएशंस लाइक वी आर फेसिंग टुडे. दिस इज द लास्ट आर्टिकल फ्रॉम द हिंदू एंड नाउ वी शैल सी टू आर्टिकल्स फ्रॉम द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस. SC says quota not fundamental right, rejects plea. तो तमिलनाडु की पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ने रिसेंटली अंडर आर्टिकल 32 सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एक पिटीशन फाइल करी थी सीकिंग डायरेक्शन टू द सेंटर टू इंप्लीमेंट 50% ओबीसी कोटा इन सीट्स सरेंडर्ड बाय द तमिलनाडु गवर्नमेंट. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस पिटीशन को डिस्कार्ड कर दिया बाय सेइंग दैट रिजर्वेशन इज नॉट अ फंडामेंटल राइट एंड सिंस इट इज नॉट अ फंडामेंटल राइट, रिट ऑफ मैंडेमस कैन नॉट बी सॉट थ्रू आर्टिकल 32 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. हम यहाँ पे फर्दर क्लैरिटी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द डिसीजन गिवन बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट डेवलप करने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो इट मस्ट बी अंडरस्टूड दैट अफर्मेटिव एक्शंस और द रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसीज allowed under Constitution of India flow from the enabling provisions. So articles mentioned under the Constitution of India under its part 3, especially article 16, that equal opportunity for jobs should be provided without any discrimination, is basically an enabling provision and states are not bound to give reservation under Article 16. So by interpreting the Constitution and the Article 16, court has said that right to reservation is not a fundamental right. तो prelims में एक direct question भी आप expect कर सकते हैं with respect to the status of the right to reservation in India, and also you can use the interpretation of the Supreme Court with respect to the Article 16 whenever you write or speak about the reservations in India. तो ये जानना आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है कि right to reservation fundamental right क्यों नहीं है. It is just because that the affirmative actions program of India flow from the enabling provisions under which states are not bound to provide reservations. Now moving on to the next article. A way to raise capital quickly in COVID-19 time. Again ये prelims point of view से एक important article है because we need to understand here about the rights issue. Reliance Industries Limited और the RIL recently concluded its rights issue और उसने काफी सारा funds raise किया near about 50,000 crore rupees. There are many more companies in line which are trying to raise capital through the rights issue. So what is the rights issue? ये हम prelims point of view से थोड़ा सा समझ लेते हैं. Rights issue is a mechanism by which companies can raise additional capital from the existing shareholders. यहाँ पे existing shareholders term important है because rights are only issued to the existing shareholders. So existing shareholders are allowed to purchase additional shares at a discount rate. It is a win-win kind of a situation for both the shareholders and the companies. As companies through the rights issue get the additional capital which they can use for modernization, expansion or clear of their debts. तो ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि rights वही कंपनी इशू करती हैं जिनकी बैलेंस शीट्स हेल्दी ना हो. Rights can be issued by any company which meet the eligibility conditions mentioned by the SEBI or the Securities Exchange Board of India and are listed on the secondary market of India, that is the stock market. So rights issue basically एक mechanism है for the companies to raise additional capital wherein it provides an option to the existing shareholders to buy more shares at a discount rate. These rights or shares can also be further sold out by the shareholders on the market. तो prelims point of view से थोड़ा सा आपको rights issue का idea होना चाहिए so that it becomes easy for you to eliminate the options. Now let us quickly see our last article from the PIB. Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Shri Narendra Singh Tomar launches Sahakar Mitra scheme on internship program, an initiative by the National Cooperative Development Corporation, that is the NCDC. तो सहकार मित्रा एक स्कीम लॉन्च हुई है which is an internship program and an initiative of the NCDC or under the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So Sahakar Mitra will provide the young professionals an opportunity of practical exposure and learning from the working of the NCDCs and cooperatives as a paid intern. So under this internship program or the Sahakar Mitra, interns को pay किया जाएगा for about 4 months. They will get a practical exposure and learning from the NCDC and the cooperative. तो इससे फायदा सिर्फ इंडिया के यूथ को नहीं होगा बल्कि cooperative societies और FPOs को भी होगा because they will get new and innovative ideas of the young professionals. So it is again a win-win kind of a situation for both the cooperatives and the youth of India as both are expected to benefit from this internship program or the Sahakar Mitra. So this is a scheme which again becomes the latest measure taken by the government under the agriculture sector of India. With this article guys, we shall wrap up the daily news notes of the day. Please post your suggestions, queries, doubts in the comment section below. Keep learning. Thank you.